Hello and welcome to another edition of Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Adam Baum, and alongside me is which way? That way, this way, that way. Oh, it's this way.
This way?
Hey, Brian, what's going on?
This way? Hey, man, I'm good. There's a fucking lot of craziness going on, but,
There's
just
a
all
lot
the
of
stuff
what?
that's craziness, like in the wrestling world, man. Fucking,
Oh yeah.
I don't want to blow your wad or
Well,
anyone else's
there's
$3 million,
two big ones that we're going to talk about, but first,
yeah.
um, I want to bring this up. I think that we're going to change our format up a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Not
just like
not
that.
to say AEW has lost its luster, but covering it is in a weekly sense is not necessary. They only have 5 pay-per-views a year. We can talk about it when it's relevant. And since we're not tied to Raw, we don't do any Monday night shows. We kind of want to focus on dirt sheets, these bigger topics that we can kind of dive into. And I'm sure you guys know where we're going to go tonight. But before we
Lars
get there,
Sullivan.
I think for me, Brian,
Yeah.
the nail in the coffin on Dynamite was the Bucks becoming the first 2-time champions tonight, winning.
Wait, whoa. Why
The
is that a
belt's
nail
back.
in the coffin, sir?
What?
Why is that a nail in the coffin? What's wrong with that?
I can't
I
tell
know,
you
you
how
hate the
excited
Bucks,
I
I know.
was that they had like the best tag team division ever
Mhm.
going for them, and they've just booked it so poorly. You don't think that?
What, just tonight? You talking specifically tonight?
I'm talking in general.
Just in general?
I mean, if I mean, this was one of the reasons Rob kind of exited, and one of the points
Yeah.
that when Rob does show up, he's made consistently. Brian, they really had a lot of good teams going. They had Butcher and Blade, who weren't in a title hunt, but were being utilized. Were kind of, I don't know, mercenaries for MJF at the
Yeah.
height of their stuff.
Yeah.
You had Private Party.
Bless you.
Initially,
Just
when they
sneeze.
got with Matt Hardy, it made a little sense.
A little
They
bit.
kind of got a push. They won against the Bucks in the tag team tournament. They didn't go anywhere.
Mhm.
Jungle Boy now looks ready to be a singles competitor, but at the time, that was a good team. And
Sure.
of course, they were champs who just lost. You added FTR early. You had Best Friends, Trent. I mean, some of the very memorable matches there. Proud and Powerful. I
I mean,
will
you
count.
still have all those teams, though. It's not like any of them went anywhere.
Yeah,
That's why
but the last time the Bucks held the title for a year, they just beat all those teams.
yeah.
Didn't really do anything but ride Kenny's coattails.
Mhm.
And yeah, and Stike says, oh, sorry, on our YouTube live
We
chat
didn't even
board,
talk about the board,
we have
right?
Rocky here. We got Daniel Price
What's
and
up, guys?
Stike Leather. And Stike says, with the Bucks winning, they're going backwards instead of forward. You could at least add FTR there, the number 1 tag team in the rankings. I think that would be a way to spin it. And I don't know if you remember when, for me, Brian, to compare a WWE thing, for me, they had that great triple threat set up. It was Austin, Rock, and Triple H for Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, they do the car accident thing because
The old
Stone
neck.
Cold couldn't go, so they
Yeah.
had to get him out of the match, and they replaced him with the Big Show. But everybody's like, Triple H or The Rock's winning. No way Big Show
Right.
wins. And then out of nowhere, Big Show, the guy who got added to the match, won. How cool would it have been here to put FTR in that position, to put FTR as the team that won, put FTR since they are number 1 ranking, and to put FTR as the first 2-time champs? Because to me, the Bucks not being the first ever champs, now that they're the first ever 2-time champs, is just like, yeah, this is what we knew all along. They're booking themselves in their own division.
Yeah.
I mean, that's shameful, Brian.
I don't know if it's necessarily shameful. I want to ask you, though, do you think that had the Hardys been involved in this match, do you think the outcome would have been different tonight?
Maybe to set up the Hardys taking the titles from the Bucks.
Well, wait. So what you would say Jurassic Express would win?
So here's my logic. The
Yeah.
Hardys beat the Bucks at the last pay-per-view.
Okay.
Okay. Then the Hardys don't eat the pin here, or sorry, it's a ladder match. They don't have to be involved in the pin at all. The Bucks still win tonight, and then the Hardys go, "Hey, dude, we just beat you. We should challenge for the titles."
Gotcha.
Um,
So then your answer is no. I mean, you still think the Bucks would have won had the Hardys been
right, and that's why
Okay.
I'm saying since you can't do the program you wanted to do, then why would you still give them the belts? You should have
Right.
gone, hey, we're going to go in a different direction. We still plan to do the Christian turn. We still plan to have Jurassic Express drop the belts, but we're going to give them to FTR right now. FTR
I mean,
is
could
doing,
have
is,
they
is
are the
still,
Ring of Honor tag team champions.
What's sickening is FTR is doing more singles matches than they are.
Yeah.
Like everything's flip flopped.
Right? No, that is very true. It's a weird world, Adam.
So,
it's a very weird world.
anyway, we're gonna when something like this happens, something of monumental consequences happens with Dynamite or with Raw or with SmackDown or any wrestling in general. We're gonna start talking about it here. We're not gonna pigeonhole ourselves to saying that we're gonna do like 2 or 3 dirt sheet type things, and then 5 or 6 or anything like that. We're gonna do the ones that are relevant. Tonight we got 2. One is we're gonna start with the easy one, which is Jeff Hardy, and then we're gonna get into the complicated one, which is Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
The Jeff Hardy one, Brian. A lot of people have made a lot of comments about Jeff. Some have even attacked Matt and Reby. I think at the end of the day, this is a guy who he doesn't want help. He doesn't want to change, and part of it might be the physical pain he's put himself throughout the years. That he's using this not just as a addiction, but as a coping mechanism.
As a
that
crutch, right? It is kind of shitty that people are. I don't want to say they're attacking. Is it Reby or Rebby? I always say Rebby. Is it Reby?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that they were attacking them. I don't know. Did you see the clip of Jeff drinking there was a clip of him, I guess he was playing guitar or something. He's wearing the same exact clothes as when he got arrested or pulled over or whatever you want to say, but he's drinking he's doing, I guess he was doing like some sort of acoustic set or something, but he's playing in front of a crowd, like a small crowd, and he's also drinking whiskey. And he says, what did he say? He said something along the lines of, whiskey is my best friend and my worst friend and my worst enemy. That's what he said. It was really eerie that all this shit happened, and then the news that you saw did you actually watch the video of him getting pulled over, the dashboard video?
What was he talking about? His brain scan?
Yeah, apparently he was either on his way to get a brain scan or was coming back from a brain scan. I don't know whether or not that was true or not.
I mean, it could have just been a drunk rambling.
They pulled their guns on him, or at least one cop did, because there is a brief moment in the video where the cops they're talking to him. He's pulled over, clearly he's pulled over. The cops are already out of their car on both sides of the car, and he jerks forward a little bit. I don't know if he had a brief moment of I'm just gonna fucking bail, or if he just accidentally did because he was fucked up. I don't know, man, but you could just tell he just looked all fucked up. He couldn't stand straight. I think he blew, what was it, a .02, it's like 0284 or 284.
I mean,
I don't know.
Brian, people have made jokes about Jeff being the first Triple Crown winner to get a DUI in all 3 companies, but I think this is somebody that, he's so successful that 3 companies would want to get him, but his exit and his stuff, I mean, I gotta imagine Sting's backstage biting his tongue, trying not to say
Oh.
"I told you so."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about told you so.
That was his exit from WWE not that long ago, Brian. He was
What?
They were offering him help. He didn't want to get it.
Oh, Jeff. Yeah. No, I thought you were talking about Sting. You were talking about Sting and Jeff. That's where I must have misheard you.
Well, I'm back and forth.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. WWE offered him help.
Yeah. And Stike says, I just find it weird that he seems like he's willing to accept rehab from AEW, but all of the times WWE and also Impact offered, he flat out refused. Yeah, that was his exit from WWE, was he was refusing. Daniel Price says he acted like he wasn't going to stop the car and was reaching in his bag. That's why they pulled guns. I remember, Brian, the most scared I ever was. Apparently somebody had done something very vile in a car that matched my car's description. And I got pulled over. I got the lights shined on the rear view so that it was in my face and stuff. And I got the, like, put your hands out the car window kind of thing. And I guess whoever they were looking for was an African-American suspect, because as soon as I stuck my hands out, like, kind of went away. But they had guns drawn and stuff, so I don't know who did what. But
you had guns drawn on you?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
I can only assume that they, like I said, the car matched the description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's just a nerdy...
Yeah.
Just a nerdy guy that works at a record store.
Yeah.
Did you have long hair at that point?
I guess what they're saying here on the board, Daniel Price, Matt and Reeve tried to act like they weren't enabling them. They were off to the side when he was getting trashed.
Oh, well.
Like I said, you know, at enabling somebody who doesn't want help and there's no helping them, like, I don't know. I would have made sure that he didn't drive. But I don't think you can cut off an alcoholic easily enough. I think you could take his keys. And what the most fucked up thing about this is with Jeff, with the Uso, just the frequency that this continues to happen.
Sure,
These
even
are
in the
rich
NFL
people
too,
who could afford an Uber.
Not even an Uber. Like, they should just have a fucking service that just... I know the NFL does that. I don't know if they still have it. I know they used to have it. Where it's just like you can just call a number and it's just like it's someone that works for the NFL. They could do something similar. Just have some fucking asshole. I like driving. Give me a fucking bus. I'll do it. Yeah, you arrive from 3 a.m.? Sure, I'll pick you up. Where are you?
Yeah, Stike even says it right here. He says he's a fucking millionaire running Uber, Lyft, taxi, basic logic.
Jeez.
I mean, my big thing, Brian, obviously, you know, there's several things that happen in the world that are related crimes and whatever. But like accidents and shit like that, DUI is like the one that could be avoided.
Yeah. That's,
you know, all the other traffic things, you got to figure there are accidents. There are true accidents and fender benders. But that's
no. It's a conscious choice.
I hope Jeff gets the help he needs, but it does feel weird that he's just saying this now.
Well, he's suspended without pay. They did announce that,
he has to need the pay.
Well, no, he doesn't need the pay. He doesn't need the pay. But did you read the little blurb that Tony put out?
Yes.
The little was it press release or whatever? Yeah. They said that he has to finish treatment before he comes back to AEW. So I don't want to say I don't know. I know everyone's saying, oh, there's people around him that are enabling him and stuff. Okay, but at least this is a start. Even if he wants to consider coming back, I like that they at least said he has to finish treatment. I don't think he should come back. I mean, personally, I don't think he should come back, but yeah.
Stike is going to end up just like Sonny.
Right. All right. So, how many is this? This is only 3 for. Is this 3 for him? I know Sonny has. I think she has more than that. Is it 4, 5?
I don't know. He's almost got as many as he does title reigns. in WWE.
Boo. Haha, hey. Oh.
So let's talk about the big fish, Brian.
Big fish. Who's the big fish?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh boy.
The allegations have come out that he has paid some hush money to somebody. Let me see if I can find the initial. Do you have
it was
the
a Wall
initial
Street
one here?
Journal.
I have the other thread open.
Well, I mean, yeah, I have what? Just about this story, just in general.
The one where it starts. That implicated Laurinaitis. Crap, I got
yes,
the other one open.
Yeah, there's an updated version. I don't know if it's the same one that you're looking at, but this one is also it's been reported from Fightful, and it just gives a little bit more context as to kind of what is going on with the Vince stuff. So let's see. They've spoken to.
Okay, I got it.
Whoa, hang on, man. I'm fucking reading it. Man,
so here's the thing: WWE is investigating.
What? Oh, you're such an asshole.
What?
No, you're not even listening. Go. You're in your own world. Go. Do your own thing.
Oh, sorry. I'll cut to you for Forbidden Door one.
No.
All right. So, WWE is investigating a secret $300 million, a secret $3 million settlement that longtime chief executive Vince McMahon agreed to pay to a departing employee with whom he allegedly had an affair, according to documents and people familiar with the board inquiry. So let's just start there before we go any further. This is his own company, the board, investigating him.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to cite that whoever this is did not break the non-disclosure. This came about through an inquiry that they had. So somebody had to tip them off in some way. Wouldn't you think, Brian, or are they just tipped off by the money? Because I don't understand how they wouldn't. That it would just become like, hey, by the way, now we're going to look into this.
No, there was definitely someone that had to have tipped off somebody. Apparently, there was a name in the report by the Wall Street Journal. I think that was the article that we saw from the Wall Street Journal.
That's the one I'm reading from.
Right, and like this was around the time of April 2021.
Okay.
But apparently, this woman, she worked backstage. It wasn't one of the wrestlers or anything like that.
Yeah, I read another one that said she was a paralegal.
Right. She was reportedly promoted from being Laurinaitis' assistant to a director role in the spring of April of 2021.
And so, okay, since Daniel Price put it up on the board, I suggested this in our group chat, and everybody kind of dismissed me here. But I said that maybe this was part of why Stephanie stepped away. And everybody dismissed me because they're like, everybody knows that, it's just a public marriage with Lindsay, and he's been doing this for years. But I think that this is possibly somebody that Stephanie knew. And I think the story is a little more than that, because apparently she had relations also, the way the story read, with John Laurinaitis as well.
Right.
And that she might have been involved with both men sexually. Not necessarily at the same time, like
right,
like a threesome, but like I bang one this night and bang the other next.
Vince was, I guess, like giving her off just like a fucking like, here's a play with this for a little bit.
Now, what's odd though is that it appears to have been consensual, is the way the article reads, but she was still given an NDA and a payout, which was $100K, the report said, and then $200K. And Daniel Price points out Johnny Ace is married to Bella's mom. Okay, well, from what I understood of the report, Bella's mom is very ill, like on her deathbed, and he's out like cheating on her.
Fucking around.
Yeah. Um,
Mm.
this this isn't the first time that Vince has been in trouble. He's part of that Donald Trump brigade that, avoids Brian's feces and
For now.
seems to get by. We thought the steroids would take him down. It didn't, and he wasn't even as powerful then. But I have got to think that he did stuff like this throughout the 80s and early 90s, like a lot.
And 2000s. And 2010s.
I mean, what is your first takeaway, Brian? What's your reaction here? I mean, are you like, yeah, this obviously happened?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, water is wet too. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, like you said, this definitely can't just be an isolated incident. There's got to be. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if more of these allegations just keep popping up.
I think this is just the first one, because imagine this too. Like, this girl got 100K or 200K. Imagine somebody that got 20K is like, fuck this, I'm coming forward.
I thought you got 3 million.
Okay, well, no. The 3 million is what apparently was set aside. That's on the books is what started the inquiry. And then another article said 100K to 200. It's very. I mean,
no. The headline says
that headline on Wall Street Journal says 3 million, but it just says a secret fund.
Well, either way, I think it's a couple million.
Secret 300 million hush pack.
Yeah,
but
it's not just 100K. This is like significant.
What I'm hearing though, Brian, is that they're okay. This is where the report's conflicting. The 3 million might be the total of all the payouts.
Here we go. I have an updated one. This is the one that I was going to read. The board learned of the allegations via an email sent in March from a friend of the former employee. The email noted that the employee was hired and given a $100,000 salary, which was doubled to $200,000 once she began the relationship with McMahon. The email also alleged that McMahon gave her like a toy to Laurinaitis.
Okay, that was her salary, not her payout. Sorry.
Right. So she was making $200K. People probably saw that. They're like, why the fuck is this chick getting all this, like, she's getting a raise. She's probably got a nice office. She's probably getting taken out to lunch. I don't know. Fucking ice cream parties all the time, probably.
So a couple things that Daniel Price and Stike says here, Brian, that I like to take this. Number one, Daniel Price agrees with both of us. He says there's got to be more. Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, they all had allegations snowball after the first one, which people are going to come forward. And then the other one that Stike says, he says, I bet you Johnny Ace takes the bullet and ends up fired and nothing happens to Vince.
Oof.
Now, Stike, if there's no snowball effect, you might be right. But Johnny can't, like, take the bullet and then they're like, oh, this other person comes out and says this. And he's like, well, no, that was me too.
It was also Johnny Ace.
Let me just go ahead and tell you, any more people that come forward, they were all me.
Yeah.
I have a mask. I got the old man's walk down. Half the time I'm impersonating him. I'm like his stunt cock.
Right. Stunt cock. Bring in the stunt cock.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, this is, man, this is going to.
I think this is it, man. I think this is going to be.
Yeah. I mean, and why would he really try to fight it except for to be one of those old assholes who's like, I don't want to go out like this.
Right. Waste all the fucking money in the world just to. He's such an idiot. You can pay anybody. Anybody. Why does he do like? I just don't.
So. Let's run down. I think it was Rocky that initially shared this with me. But let's just run down this recent tweet because it is it's basically just a full thread. It starts in 1986. Rita Marie Chatterton was the first female ref in the 80s. She got into Vince's limo to discuss her contract, but was forced to have oral sex to save her career.
Yeah.
Vince allegedly raped her that night.
Oh.
In 2006, Vince came up. This one I've heard many times. Vince came up with an incest storyline with Stephanie. Vince's pitch was to have her "Who's the Daddy of Her Unborn Baby" storyline. The end game was supposed to be Vince or Shane. In '83, Snuka was charged with the murder of his girlfriend, and Vince was the one who did all the talking for his employee. He even allegedly paid off investigators to save Snuka from legal troubles. That one we kind of know about. This one we also know about. Edge and Lita were both against the live sex celebration.
Yeah.
He was forced to do it. We know about this one too. Austin, Deborah filed a domestic violence charge against Austin that Vince paid her to take back off. Some of these I didn't know. We know about the steroid one.
Right.
This one says, this one, I'm not even going to read that one's stupid. This one I don't know about, but maybe you did, Brian. In '92, Terry Garvin and Mel Phillips were accused of sexually harassing a young ring attendant named Tom Cole. Garvin and Phillips were fired and never brought back. McMahon knew about it but still didn't do anything, and Cole ended up committing suicide.
Oh, wow.
Melanie Pillman on the Raw the day after Brian Pillman's death. McMahon used her as a ratings ploy to avoid any accusation of steroid abuse within the company. The Ashley Mazzaro, claimed that she was raped while on by a military personnel while on one of the Tribute to the Troops trips.
That's right.
And Vince paid her to keep it quiet so it wouldn't hurt the relationship with the military that he had going on. Of course, we know about China, that Stephanie and Triple H were behind the back. He exposed himself to a tanning salon person in '06. I do remember that charge.
About that one.
What?
I forgot about that one. The tanning salon one.
Yeah, that one. That one was in the headlines, and he walked away fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one's just, I remember this, but I didn't realize the timeline. McMahon, when he was mocking Jim Ross's Bell's palsy on TV, was also at the peak of the anti-bullying campaign.
McMahon did? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he paid off Owen's family $18 million to settle out of court for the death.
Well, I mean...
here's a good one that I didn't know. Matt Hardy revealed that Vince in '03 wanted him to team with Mark Henry and talk like a black person, in quotation marks.
I don't know about that one.
And Matt and Mark didn't really like that one. And
that's not going to work for me, pal. Jesus.
The bottom line is, I think we're headed for a snowball effect, Brian.
In what way?
I think more people are going to come forward. There's going to be more dirty shit that comes out.
Yeah. With Vince or like with just ex-employees and like who do you think is gonna like or Laurinaitis? You think he's gonna be the one? Like you think it's gonna be more Vince stuff?
I think. Oh man, I think this is Tony's chance to bring it full circle. I think this is the only chance that Tony has. People are making a lot of jokes like, Tony doesn't have any scandals because he's never had sex. But
he doesn't have kids?
I think that this is Tony's chance to try to give people an alternative. But I also think that the court of public opinion, you remember, what was the name? Donald Sterling with the Clippers?
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't a sex scandal, but it was, he made some racist remarks.
An old racist guy.
And the league had to intervene and force him to sell his team.
Yeah.
So you I'm going somewhere with this, Brian. So
Mm-hmm.
you as a Clipper fan,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't start hating the Clippers and the players. You weren't like, "Fuck you, Chris Paul,"
No,
you know,
of course not.
because their owner did this.
Yeah. No.
So as soon as he was out, people were right back on board with the Clippers. Any fan of the franchise.
Sure.
It could be the same thing, like if you just don't like the coach, you're like, oh, I'm a Jets fan, but until they fire Parcells, I'm not rooting for him.
Yeah.
So I think Tony has a brief window while this plays out to try and steal as much of their audience that he possibly can, because people might boycott the company a little bit as long as Vince is in charge, and once he's gone, they'll recover.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, wouldn't that be? Well, let me rephrase that. Couldn't it be? Couldn't that be a bad thing for AEW? Like, say Vince gets squeezed out because of all this shit, and they go in a new direction or whatever, and the person that they put in there is actually like, I don't think this is gonna happen, but the person they put in there is a wrestling person, and they actually get back to becoming like a wrestling company. Like, I don't think that'll happen. I think they're on a path to just whatever the fuck.
I mean, I can see where you take a little clean sweep at the top. Johnny Ace and Vince go bye-bye. Maybe even Pritchard. I don't know.
I mean, you'd have to go higher than that, though.
Pritchard would be a casualty of just being in the regime. How about that?
Right.
So
what about the Nick Khan guy? Isn't he the one that's pulling all the strings?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he stays on, unless there's something comes out involving him. I was just thinking, like, because maybe then Stephanie would return. Maybe there's something there where she could be in Vince's role, and she kind of would leapfrog Nick Khan. So there's, and Dunn could go too, like I said with Pritchard. Just get rid of those four guys just to get yourself a fresh start is what Nick Khan would end up doing.
It's not a fresh start, though. Stephanie isn't a fresh start.
Well, no. Well, but I'm saying that we don't know if this leads to, if Vince is removed, does that mean Khan's in charge? Does that mean the board's in charge? Or does that mean that there's a succession of power?
Right.
Like, does it, there was the one time where Linda was the one technically in charge.
Right.
On the books as the CEO. So I'm more interested because I think Vince has to go down as the snowball of these things happen. But I'm with you. Who takes over? Stike says maybe Triple H to run the company.
No.
Triple H is done, man. He's done.
Vince would sell his shares. If he's forced out, he'd sell his shares.
Yeah. If Vince gets forced out, Rob's saying in the background, he'll have to sell his shares, and he's right. That's part of being forced out. So he'll sell his shares, but he could just as easily sell them to Shane. He could sell somebody else controlling interest. He could also sell it to a whole new company that takes everybody and gets rid of them and does something different.
But the board still has to vote.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The board would have to vote to approve anything. So it's not like he can just whitewash everything and try to sell it to a next of kin and just get a puppet in. Brian, Sonny. He's not like Frank, who can have a bum be the new owner of the bar and just sign it back over to him.
No. Or maybe he could. He could get one of Shane's sons. He looks exactly like fucking Shane and Vince combined.
What do you see? What do I see happening if he's removed?
Man, I would have to think if Vince is removed, I would think that would mean that like Laurinaitis, and hell, I mean, I guess I'll throw Pritchard in there too. Like I feel like if Vince goes, they would just like clean house with who is currently there.
Yeah, get rid of Pritchard, get rid of Dunn, and
get rid
possibly sell I don't know if
Right.
they would be like the Sterling situation where you could force him to sell.
Man, I just think to answer your question, I think that this truly is going to be the thing that whether or not Vince walks away or whatever the verbiage is that they come up with, I still think it's going to end with him being gone from whatever decisions he makes with WWE these days.
Yeah, I wonder if he ends up just dying before it ever like goes anywhere.
Like Joe Paterno, like
Yeah,
just kind of.
I was gonna say just like Paterno.
Really?
Like as soon as the indictments are handed out and stuff, before it even sees the court, he's just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna check out now.
Right. How old is he? 70
something.
7, 6, 7?
70 something. He's under 80.
Whew. Yeah, he's not 80. But it's crazy.
So-
Everyone's like, oh, sorry, go on.
So I mean, yeah, like the other thing we wanted to talk about here at the end, and I want to cut it to you, Brian, because I think we've exhausted our Vince stuff. But if you have something else, go for it.
No, I think we've kind of, I've said my piece. I'm just kind of I'm wondering what the fallout is gonna be, man.
The fallout's going to be Vince gone, and we'll have to see how his replacement is
Right?
appointed.
What the hell? I don't even know. Like, I wonder who's on the board. Like, I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm also waiting for the episode of Maury where he says you are related regarding Nick and Tony Khan. We should make that a skit.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
That would be, or like a 23andMe, and they actually are. Yeah. Holy shit. Imagine they're just they know they are, and they're not
they know
telling
they
you.
are.
Yeah,
this
is
isn't
just
like that
plot.
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where they were separated at birth.
Right.
They each got half a medallion.
Oh my god.
One was raised in poverty. One was raised like Arnold from Twins. You think Raw will be must-watch? No. I don't think anything is must-watch anymore. The internet has ruined a lot of it. I can watch, and this is why the other real reason, Brian, why I don't want to watch Dynamite, and why I don't want to watch Raw. I can cover the highlights in like 5 minutes,
Right.
versus devoting 2-3 hours to a program.
Sure. Well, I mean, Raw. No, 3 hours is too much. 2 hours that's the max. But I'm with you. It's a little easy to. It's pretty easy to watch it.
Yeah.
Skim through.
And I'm not talking about getting my news from IWC. I'm talking about just watching some clips.
Yeah.
Or
YouTube,
judging for
the old
myself.
Twitter machine.
Oh, that's a bad spot.
What's that?
Whatever. Oh, he got injured here. Oh, I can't believe they won. I won't watch that match.
Sure.
I think someone new comes in and has to be someone with a wrestling background to run creative. Stake says, I don't know. I just don't. I think if you want to really go fresh start, you go completely different. Like the Death to Smoochie route. Remember when Rainbow Randolph got busted, Brian?
Yeah.
They went for the squeaky clean Smoochie. I had to find
I haven't
a guy
thought about
who
that
was-
movie in a while.
No bad like pass, nothing, squeaky clean. That's who they'll find. All right, so let's talk about this, Brian. Forbidden Door. We have not long. Isn't it this week?
2 weeks, I believe.
Okay.
Is it 2 weeks? It's not this week.
10 days. Whatever.
Is that what it is?
What everybody is talking about is not just that it is not completely booked, but that it also it doesn't have the reason it's not getting booked is because NJPW is trying to strong arm them into who's winning what matches. Now that's the IWC version.
I mean, I think it's probably both ways. I wouldn't say it's just New Japan.
You think there's some truth to that?
Totally. Oh, what? Well, I think there's truth to. I mean, I'm sure they have. I don't want to say conflicting point of views about stuff, but apparently that is the rumor going around that because of backstage politics, it is getting hard to book the show. I mean, we had the stuff that happened with Punk, obviously. Like, he's out. He got hurt. He's not going to be on the show. Okada, not going to be on there because I think, he's having a kid or his wife is having... I don't know if I know he's having a kid, but I think his wife was having trouble with the labor. I'm not quite sure. But either way, there's... Everywhere they go, it just seems like the event was kind of... I don't want to say it was doomed because I still think it's going to be a great show, but they have been having problems. And now, on top of that, you add the AAA and CMLL.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that.
Right. With so CMLL has a relationship. They have a working relationship with New Japan, and Andrade works for AAA. Apparently, I think it was Andrade put out a tweet, I think a day or two ago, saying like he's not allowed to compete on Forbidden Door because of politics. Same thing goes for who is it? Ray Phoenix and Penta. They're also not going to be on the show, and they haven't given a reason why. So I don't know. I mean, there's just a lot of people have been saying like it's going to be
people though basically backing out.
Yeah, well, that too. I mean, at least we're getting Osprey. I'm sure we're going to be getting Jay White, Bullet Club stuff. So it's not like it's going to be like a wash. It's not going to be a lost cause. I still think the show's going to be killer. But
this is weird. It was like AEW when they did the whole Forbidden Door with Impact. They steamrolled them. They did whatever they wanted with their titles. They did whatever they wanted with their crossover people on their brand, right, and vice versa. Like they were in charge. But here, I think there's probably some truth that Tony just thought he was going to be able to steamroll it. They didn't work out all the details before announcing it, and I mean I'm not surprised. What if, let's just say NJPW is like, you know what, Tony, fuck you.
Bye.
None of our performers are coming.
Right.
Who would it hurt NJPW? I don't think so. I think everybody would still watch them that watches them now. I don't think anyone would stop.
No one would stop. But I mean, like what Rocky said, he said CMLL, and that's the reason. CMLL and AAA, they're competitors, so that's why Penta and Phoenix and Andrade, they're not going to be showing up. But I mean, it's kind of bullshit. It's not a CMLL or AAA show. It's a fucking AEW and New Japan. So Andrade is an AEW wrestler. Sorry. Yeah, well, he's saying those three have deals with CMLL. Okay, but I don't know. I just think, I mean, with everybody working together these days, I feel like there should be some sort of understanding or agreement or whatever. Like, I feel like that's just such a fucking outdated way of doing business in the wrestling business. I'm talking about.
So here's what they have on the books. They have Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Tanahashi has wrestled a few times already in AEW before Forbidden Door. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes. No, Tanahashi?
No, he had. No. I'm not saying he's fought John Moxley. I'm saying he's fought in AEW.
No.
Tanahashi hasn't?
Don't believe so.
Okay. I thought he had it.
No.
Okay. My mistake.
Yeah, no.
You have a 6-man tag match with nobody from NJPW, with the Jericho Appreciation Society taking on Wheeler Utah, Eddie Kingston, and Shota Umino. Okay. Mm-hmm. You have Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. That's not what fans wanted. Of all the people that they wanted to see Will Ospreay fight,
yeah,
Orange Cassidy, no offense to you, bro, that was not on the list.
No, that one I have to agree is a little disappointing. I will say. And
then Thunder Rosa is taking on Tony Storm. Another match where nobody from NJPW is there. It's like Tony knows these people aren't going to show up.
Well, New Japan doesn't have a women's division, bro.
Dude, he's booked Tanahashi and Will Ospreay. That's it.
Jay White.
Jay White's not. I'm not seeing an official match here. The other one I see is Pac versus Miro. This is a 4-way for the inaugural All-Atlantic Championship, which is a belt they just made up to be between the companies that Tony will probably never let the other company hold. But we have Pac and Miro as two of the guys that have qualified. Then we have Malachi Black or Penta Oscuro. But we know Penta can't go.
Yeah, it won't be Penta.
So Malachi is going to be competitor number 3. And then the last one, they're giving an NJPW spot to. It's going to be Tomoki Homa, Clark Connors, Tomohiro Ishii, or Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Don't know if I butchered those names.
You were close, but I got it. I got it. That match is that could be one of the better ones. Well, yeah, it's gonna be Bullet Club and Undisputed Elite. That's like probably gonna be. I guess it's gonna be the main event. Is it gonna be the main event? I don't know. It's gonna be a good show. All I know is it's gonna be a fucking good show. I've always, if you've been listening to this podcast for when we started, I've always said I fucking love cross-promotional shows. I don't know what it is.
Also,
just like everybody working together.
Tanahashi and Moxley are for the interim title?
I guess did Moxley win? So I didn't watch tonight.
Yeah, so
they had the Rumble or whatever, right?
Yeah, he beat Kyle O'Reilly, of course. But no, yeah,
okay.
So apparently he's going to take on Tanahashi. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good match. I think they've actually wrestled before. They worked before.
Do you think Bryan Danielson wrestled Zack Sabre Jr.? Stike brings that up. Yes.
They've already Zack Sabre Jr. He's already called out Danielson. I think that one's going to happen. Actually, that is going to be the match of the night.
So, here's one of the things. FTR is AAA Tag Champions. There's a possibility they could miss the show, Stike suggests. But Rocky thinks they'll be okay. I mean, they're not booked currently.
Who are you saying?
FTR. They were suggesting on the board.
Oh. Yeah, they should be. I mean, they should be on every fucking show.
Oh, this is awesome. I bet you Tony didn't even fucking think of this. It's funny that someone from Japan is wrestling for the Atlantic Championship when Japan is located in the Pacific. Yeah, he does have 2 European guys, Miro
that makes
and
sense.
Pac, fighting for the title of the All-Atlantic, but he's trying to say that it's a bridge between him and New Japan, which is...
Well, I mean, Miro and what's it called makes sense. That's like in between, right? They're like by Europe and like.
Just admit this is a forced gimmick title. I guess we know they're all gimmicks. This one's pretty forced.
Kayfabe.
Are you watching Forbidden Door? Be honest.
Me? Am I okay? Am I buying it?
Live. Are you watching it live? Whether you steal it,
am I
buy
watching it? Oh, yes.
Yes, you're watching it live.
Yes. Okay. When is it? Did you get the date? I didn't look it up. I could look it up. I should know.
It's June 26th, Brian.
Forbidden Door.
11 days.
11 days. 11 days. No, 12. Oh yeah, 11 days.
Do you need to watch it by yourself to make sure you have a fresh set of pants?
I mean, it sounds like you're projecting. I don't know. But to answer your question, yes.
All right.
8 there's too many titles. Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
So, close it down. If you guys kind of stay with us, we're going to talk about some more stuff on the board. We may be looking at a schedule change to a different night. We may not at all. Me and Brian are discussing it, but if we're going to talk about kind of this dirt sheets and in-depth stuff here, then we can kind of pick our night because we're not attached to a show. We can go back
or
to
just
Mondays and not talk about whatever. We could
just
even
a wrestling
determine,
conversation.
hey, when something like the Vince McMahon story breaks, that's when we're going to
Yeah.
talk about it.
Right. Or the Tully Blanchard extravaganza hour or something. No, that's not good. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, what Adam said.
The BT Blues explosion.
What?
Oh, you probably don't know about the John Spencer Blues explosion.
I don't. What is that?
Rocky is asking on the board which belt is stronger, the All Atlantic or the 24/7. I don't know, bro. The 24/7 has a rich history. All Atlantic, we don't even know why that belt exists. I guess that's
they just
what they
created
have in
it. Give them a chance, man.
Brian, what did you think of Cody? Stike says before we sign off.
Cody, I mean, he has fucking balls of steel for going out there for wrestling with that. I couldn't imagine could not have been comfortable, right? To be honest, I skimmed through the match. I didn't watch the whole thing through. I don't have Peacock. Sorry, I don't. But I can respect Cody for what he did. That definitely is. I mean, I don't know. I've never torn a muscle before like that. I have no idea what it feels like. I'd imagine it's not pleasant. So I mean, I tip my cap to him for sure. Whether or not it was smart to do, I don't know.
Brian, they said once it's torn off, he couldn't do any more damage, but it would be super painful.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, kudos for him. It was.
He's a psycho, like in a good way. I say it like he's a.
It was
cool
a gut
psycho.
check, but he always does things the hard way when he was in AEW. So I'm not surprised.
Right, he's always bleeding. Well, that's what I said. He always, even in WWE, he found a way to bleed and just like getting himself a fucking hematoma and just doing it that way.
Like the one Sweet D has when they like pop it. You just got to redisperse the blood.
Yeah, right.
I did read this. Rocky Tessa Blanchard kicked out of WoW already.
Yeah. Apparently, she butted heads with not only Talon, but I think the one that did it was AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Apparently, AJ Lee and her didn't get along. So.
Well, and what I heard was the article I read, a number of talent.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
Together, like 5 of their other top stars.
No.
Or 4 or whatever number. We're like, dude, we don't want to work with this girl.
They did like a Rudy type of situation where they all laid their jerseys. No.
Something like that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or when they get rid of John Voight.
In what?
In Varsity Blues.
Oh.
Come on, guys, follow me. Come on, go. And then nobody goes. Anyway, we'll sign off for now. We're going to be back next Wednesday. No, I will be on the road to Florida.
You will? What's in Florida?
What?
What's in Florida?
Family trip to Orlando. Me and the family's going down there. We're going to meet the grandparents. We're not doing
Are you going to what's it called? Universal?
Yeah, we're not doing Disney or Universal. We're just going to a resort. We're going to teach them how to swim, meet the grandparents. It's just going to be fun.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
And then Brian, I'll send you a text.
Okay.
We need to figure out. Maybe we could do it next Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, that should be fine.
We will promote it on social media, so make sure you check on there. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It's down on the bottom, so that you can listen to us all the time. I bet she frees her narrative soon. Oh God, that is probably where she ends up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Hey, Sealer Stout.
Sealer Stout. Have fun in Florida. Thank you. I'm excited because we're going to a resort with one of those humongous pools and a kiddie pool, and you'll be in Orlando Tuesday through Sunday, Rocky. I'll be there. Let's see. We leave next Wednesday. I'll be there Thursday through Sunday.
Oh wow! You guys gotta have fucking get together.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out, Rocky, if we're overlapping. In any event, come back, check out me and BT. We'll be here next Tuesday is our tentative day, but tune into social media for a firm one. If you have any dirt sheets you want our reactions on, you can email us. Everything's there on the screen. Check it out. Until then, I am Adam Baum. That is BT, the Bionic One, Brian. We'll see you next time. Same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Do we sound effects still?
Cat.
I hear the studio cat. We don't have anything to go out with. We just have. What are we
SmackDown
going out
Podcast
with?
is produced
Did you
and
press the
edited
button?
by Record Studios and is recorded
We're still
live from
on?
Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following
Marked Out
WWE
Wrestling
programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live.
Distributed
Download the podcast by following us at
Distributed
podbean.com
by-
or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating.
Right.
Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.